Hey everyone, it's Rylan with Rylan's Amazing Photography, and as you can see behind me, it is not snow, but this is ice. This entire tree is just a solid sheet of ice, and everything out here is a solid sheet of ice. There was an ice storm where I lived last night, and it is absolutely incredible. There is like probably a centimeter of ice surrounding just this entire tree, and everything out here is like that. The grass, the roads, it's a crazy town out here. Lots of people don't have electric. Luckily I do, but I thought what better time than to get out and photograph something like this than right now. The only problem is it is absolutely freezing out here. It's probably like 20 degrees, but it's fine because I'm going to get out and do it. And these are going to be some very unique pictures. The last time that there was an ice storm where I live was 2009. And I was like 3 or 4 years old when that happened. So this is new to me. I've never seen anything like this. This is so exciting. And I am really excited to get out and photograph this. So here I go. The gate is literally a solid sheet of ice. Oh, I got it. I've been trying to get this undone for like 5 minutes. And I just couldn't. But you can see the chain right here. Oh, there was ice that just flew through the air. It's just like solid. It won't bend, it won't do anything unless I like break it and kind of mess it up myself. So I thought that was interesting, and I thought I would show you all that. So rather than going for the really wide landscape, typical kind of shot, today I plan on going more for the close in to really photograph the beauty of the icicles frozen on the tree. So I'm getting my tripod and my camera out right now for that. It's so cold out here, my microphone is actually about to die, which is unfortunate. So I am going to be switching to the microphone on the camera here shortly. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my tripod set up, and then I'll check back in with you all once my camera is ready and the tripod is ready as well. So after a few minutes of searching and kind of experimenting with different things, I think I finally found a composition that I like, exactly where the camera is positioned. I'm not shooting wide open for this because I actually want to get a little bit more details. So I am shooting this at f5. I am at 1/500th of a second, and I'm at ISO 640. Why is my ISO raised? Because I wasn't paying attention, but the scene is properly exposed right now. But I am gonna fix that now that I've been paying attention. I'm shooting with the 24-70 in my Nikon D500, and rather than using autofocus, I'm actually manual focusing, and I'm just kind of moving that ring around till I find a focus position that I actually like. And what I found right now is really interesting, so I'm going to go ahead and fix my ISO, and then I'm going to snap the shot. Obviously, as I said earlier, an ice storm is something I've never dealt with before, so it's very important to kind of use caution and be aware of where you're at, just to kind of make sure that a tree limb or some kind of branch or an entire tree isn't going to fall on you. I heard earlier this week that adding a layer of ice to a single tree branch adds 50 pounds on top of it. And there's a lot of trees and there's a lot of branches that have already fell, so I've got to be very careful where I'm standing. Where I'm at right now is okay because these are pine trees and most of the branches are just going straight down. And when I'm looking in there where they are actually based at, where the tree roots are at, it's stable, it's not moist down in there as much as the tree limbs are, so I'm in an okay place right now, but I still don't want to stay by here for too long at a time, because if I overdo my welcome, well, that could be all for me. But I'm still alive right now, so yeah, I'm gonna find a composition now. So right here beside me, I am now at a new spot. I have my camera set up. What I'm doing is I am shooting through this branch back here behind me. I am not focused on this branch. I'm focused on the trees in the background and all of the ice that's over them, but I'm shooting through this branch, so it's giving me like a blurred out foreground element. I'm not wide open, but I am at f4 rather than f5 now, which is still pretty wide, but it's not completely wide open, and it's giving a really nice effect to this photo that I really like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on your screens, and right now I'm thinking I might kind of experiment and try to do a long exposure somewhere in the creek. That is if it's not frozen over. I don't think it's cold enough for it to freeze over, but I'm gonna look for something, so let's go to that location now. So the spot that I just came from was a spot that I've never been before. I was not able to take you all back in there with me, and that's pretty obvious. If you were able to go down in there with me, you would have seen why. That has got to be the trickiest place to get to on this entire farm to photograph. It was the first time that I'd actually had the chance to photograph it ever. You can see that I'm fighting the branches here with the ice on them. It's so hard to get to, and the only reason that I think I was able to get to was because of the ice. There are so many thorns and briars getting down to there. I can never usually get to there, but where the ice has covered everything in this coat with about a centimeter around it, here I'll show you once again, if it'll focus here on the stick. Come on. You can kind of see there. But basically what that's done is it's surrounded the thorns, so the thorns aren't pricking me when I go to get down in there. I think I got some really cool shots of the waterfall by itself and the waterfall with all of the kind of ice. I did a close-up and focused on a tree and then had the waterfall in the background, which is I thought pretty interesting. So I'm excited to see how all those turn out. I am going to search for another location by the water though, where I can get some even more shots of the water with the ice. So I'm going to go try to do that right now. So right now I'm in a pretty decent spot to set up for a long exposure. I have some ice in the foreground that I'm focusing on, and then as you can see there's some running water back here behind us that is in the background blurred out, but I'm doing a long exposure. It looks really pretty. I'm really happy with how this is going. I was going to do somewhat of a wide shot with the creek in it, but upon arriving to the creek it's really muddy and it's just not very pretty. You can kind of see that right back behind me. Not got the best colors going on right now. Nonetheless, I am going to take a few more photos of the beautiful running water with ice sitting here, and I think that there's a spot over here that I'm going to do some more regular macros at, and then I'm going to come back to you guys and we'll call it a video from there. Well everyone, that is all for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in with me. I did throw some more shots in there at the end, including some of the barn. I know that had been requested before and I thought it looked pretty good in the background with some icicles. So thank each and every one of you all for tuning in with me for today's video. I could get used to these ice storms as long as I continue to have electric during them. I really do appreciate the support that you all have given me recently. We're not that far from 800 subscribers, so if you haven't taken the step to subscribe to the channel, it would be much appreciated if you would do so. Also make sure that you like the video and even send it to a few friends, because that would help me get the views up on this video. I'm really happy with how this video and how these photos have turned out. So if you would share it with some friends, it would be much appreciated. If you're interested in following me on Instagram, you can do so at Rollins Amazing Photography. I also have a print store. Some of the photos from today might end up on there because I'm pretty happy with them. If you would like to check out my print store, you can go to www.rowlandsamazingphotography.com/prints, or go down below and click the link in the description. If you want to get 5% off of your order, you can use the code RAP5 to get 5% off at checkout. Once again, thank you all so much for watching today's video. That is all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day.